Hey y'all, Steve for Space here, and today I'm back with another room cleaning update. Um, so today I went through and I ordered the matches. That's the bed frame right there. Didn't kick it with too much force. It's been in the box for like 2 weeks now, I think. At least 1 week. Oh damn, can't turn on stabilization on this phone. Maybe I can, I don't know. But the bed should arrive here in like a week. I honestly probably would be keeping this mattress and just going with the full-size bed again, but woohoo! That's one jiggly boy right there. And it's even worse up here. It's not as obvious on camera, I don't think. But yeah. This mattress is cooked. This blanket went missing. I'm gonna have to wash it. Both of these are damp. I have... Oh, that explains it. A wet towel. Now, because there's major cleaning coming within the next few weeks, like, next Saturday, hopefully, right? So, like, typically I work long Saturdays. I'm probably gonna ask for this upcoming Saturday off. Saturday, Sunday. Terrible idea, probably, because, that's where most of my hours are. Ooh, hey, look, foam. I wonder where the dogs got that from. But, probably gonna ask for next Friday and Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday off, because the mattress should arrive on the 13th, which is, tactical tablet use time. Samsung calendar. Yeah, the Friday is the 13th. Ooh, spooky. Jason's coming for us. Saturday, Sunday, I'll get this room clean, get those two pulled out of the room. I'm gonna tear down those sound panels probably tonight. Saturday, I'm gonna build the first half of this frame. And then the mattress has to go. And then the bed frame has to get torn down. The mattress is going to the mattress pile in the back. We're getting a dumpster to get rid of those. I'm pretty sure this mattress does indeed have fiberglass in it, which is a huge no-no. That's a boo-boo. That's a boo-boo. Yeah, officer, the boo-boo's right here. Isn't necessarily strictly a problem. Just, I don't like sleeping on fiberglass, personally. Now, granted, it is just a flame-resistant layer, right? Meant to give you enough time before the mattress bursts into flames should the house burn down. The new mattress shouldn't have any fiberglass. It should have a higher quality material. Now, this container, y'all probably were able to see it at the start of the video. I can't remember. This container, obviously, is going bye-bye. See you in hell. Okay, wow, that light's on, and it's... I guess that's kind of why it's so dim over there. But yeah. So that's one less thing to worry about. I used to have 2 containers attacked, now it's down to just this keyboard, a DS charger, and this Disney Infinity plate. Now, don't worry, both of the first box was recycled, and the other box was just random cables, one of which I randomly needed after getting rid of it. So yay. I realized shortly after we went to Goodwill, I accidentally forgot the Dungeons and Dragons set. But, anyways, what's important right now is, I got this box. And why did I get this box? Well, you see, I got this box because I was getting rid of that box. Y'all can probably see it better now. All those bags are from the last 2 days. So this box is because I like holding on to tech I'll actually use. But I don't want no tech to be in here the day that I ultimately decide to clean up. Actually, this chair belongs in the garage. Probably gonna shove it in there today. And then, hey, there's the air purifier stuff. Ooh, this shipped on. Yeah, we don't want that on, Chief. Ooh, it really doesn't want to get turned off, huh? Relatable. So today I did go to check the old photo album to start transferring them over to this new one. But surprise, surprise, the old photo album is nowhere in sight. Maybe it's in this drawer? Nope. Definitely ain't in that drawer. But what is some more garbage. So yeah. Speaking of which, this middle drawer has a serious problem, because I've got a serious problem that I am admitting. That problem is that I have a tough time throwing away old garbage. Why? Because, I'll get use out of this. Actually, hold on, is this a lithium-ion battery? Small parts. Ooh, I think it might have a lithium-ion battery. Okay, let's see where that battery is. Alright, it's in there. And of course, you're not allowed to just pop the dome. I assume it's got an alkaline battery, and just hope I'm right. Here's an actual functional drone I plan on using, so I'm not going to be as rough with it. Here's a case for the G-Stylus 2025. I got this from my grandmother. It was the wrong year, and she wanted a different type of case, so I was going to return that, but it's past the window. Here's a Paz. Pretty sure that... Actually, I have no idea how it got damaged. No, Magneto. You are not escaping the dumpster that easily. Now, there is a few things in here. Ooh, hey, that's a pay stub. I'm pretty sure my grandmother needs one of those. Here's the old case for my current phone. It was fine, just a pain in the ass to take off. Like, you physically had to bend it off the entire phone. Like, pretty sure I slightly damaged it there. Yeah, so much old stuff here that's just junk now. Ooh, hey, here's I just fell in packing slip. I made this the day after Christmas because I wanted some jerky. And I got free jerky. Now, here's something that makes me sad. This is my old phone and it no longer functions. Like, at all. Here, I'll even plug it in for you. And pray it doesn't blow up. So here it's turned on. We'll give that a few minutes. Here's an old body cam I bought because I wanted to use it for some old videos. Never ended up working. Here's another pay stub. I ain't showing you all that. That's between me and the IRS only, and also my boss and plenty of other people. I think this is from a card I got in early 2025. Anywho's, that should be plenty of time. Pretty sure all the pixels on here have died out by now. Yeah, it's not going to work, period. The issue with this is I was at work one day, right? Pulled this out because I got a notification buzz, like, bzzz, pulled it out. Okay, nothing. So I put it back in my pocket. Oops, dropped it. And I just got a new pop socket too. Pretty damn cool one. I'm holding on to this one because eventually I'm probably going to be able to get some use out of it. And 2, you don't want to throw lithium-ion batteries in the garbage. Actually, I'm going to sock drawer that one. This one as well. This is a fully functional phone I bought off of Amazon. $35. Okay, let the battery die. So I'm being more careful with that one. Because, yeah, I bought that one to, hopefully, eventually, one day, maybe, right? Ooh, hey, silica gel packet. Delicious. To hopefully trade in when Samsung releases their new series of phones. Get a really good discount. I got a bunch of new tech recently, 2 new tablets, and of course my new phone. So I used the SIM pin on my new phone, but hopefully I don't need to use a SIM pin again for a while. If I do have a regular old pen around here somewhere on this shelf, which, speaking of which, probably gonna go through that next. So, yeah. I got this as a gift, but I haven't gotten a car yet. Those are cheap enough that I'm probably just gonna buy a new one. And, this I held on to because I didn't have time to cut it at the time. Like, I was right in bed, had some melatonin, didn't trust myself with a, utility knife out. Trusted myself less than normal with the utility knife out. It's a shock I trust myself with a period. For legal reasons, that's a joke. But, yeah, obviously, we ain't hoarding old, soda wrappers. This was from a Coke, bottle. I think it's good. Yeah, it is. Here it is from a second angle. That should have been enough time to see it. So yeah. And then up next, ooh, I know what these are. So when I was a kid, I was a really big Dan TDM fan. Still occasionally watch him now, but not as much. Hashtag justice for Traorus. Actually think that he's still being used sporadically, but with his damn TDM on tour DVD, you get these. So, I'm gonna keep him. I pulled him out because I was, within the past few months, I ordered this one to watch it. I started it, couldn't get the audio to work. Turns out it was just extremely quiet. When I get the new setup, I'm gonna start watching movies again. But, till then, those cards are staying in there. Supposedly, if you download a certain app and scan them, then you get a see something. Can't remember what. But I'm pretty sure the app's defunct now. Up next, we got a power bank. This is a slightly older one. Bought this in 2021, I believe. I was at work. And it was almost dead. Or my phone was constantly dying. So I ended up grabbing that. Never brought it with me because it was a bit clunky, and I didn't wear and I was wearing jeans at the time. Recently, I've started wearing Wrangler's outdoor pants, which are cargo pants, so they got extra pockets. Still don't bring them with me because my phone lasts enough time to get me through all my breaks. I keep on swearing to myself that I'll start to use this again. I could only ever find one earbud. I got this for Easter. This I'm keeping. It's pre-filter for that. The filter is supposed to last upwards of a year. So I'm giving it a few weeks before I buy a bunch of new filters for it. I'm going to wait till I get everything paid off, then max my cards out again, buying new filters. Realize I have nowhere to put them and throw a bunch of them out. That's probably how it's going to go. But, yeah, since I put that up, I don't know if it's placebo or what, but, my allergies have been a lot better. Or, like, I felt a lot better personally. Like, yeah, I've just felt a lot better with that air purifier. So that's my last pay stub in 2025, so I'm keeping that for filing taxes. But this is a pay stub. But I hold it like this to hide the address of the place I work. But this is an older pay stub from mid-October, so that's going into Junker. You know, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this. It's, if I can open it. It's a bunch of storage for SD cards and micro SD cards. Bought to do photography with, but then I realized I'm never going to get that close to the limit on my DSLR. I don't shoot video with it. If I use an SD card on my computer, I probably intend on it being longer term. I used to store them on video games, or store video games on them. And if I'm shooting on my GoPro, it's not going to take up the entire space of the card, and if it does, then switching to another one, I'll just forget all about it. This next one's from an older slip from Portland, Oregon. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, let me fold this to hide out all relevant information. Y'all ain't even getting the order ID out of me. So this is for a copy of my Brother Ocean CD. I bought it at the start of December. I know it's somewhere on here. This is why I'm going to go through and reorganize my CD collection. Right here, Brother Ocean. It's from Sid Matters. I originally heard about Sid Matters through Life is Strange, like most people probably did. They're responsible for the Sid Matters is both the band and the lead singer and the founding members' alias. So the man, Jonathan Morelli, was sound designer for the game. And the band is a group of people. In other news, I got most of Billy Joel's songs on CD, or albums on CD. Not most of them, I've only got 4 of them so far. After I get all my bills paid up, or after I get, not bills, things paid off, I'm gonna get back on collecting all his albums on CD. Here's another clip for the body cam. I have no idea what this was for. It might be for shirts of worse material. Also, yes, I did get rid of that old garbage bag that was there. I packaged it up into one of the ones out there. Finally, I've got some headphones. I'm probably going to use these again eventually. I'm also probably going to get this cleaned up back here. Because I'd love to be able to open my door all the way. Hell, you know what? I'm probably going to be allowed to sleep in tonight. So, yeah, all this is getting moved. And also, there's a sack from the college I went to. No, y'all ain't getting that information. Because, one, I honestly don't know why I want to go to college. Ooh, did I think... God, that was a bottle. In other news, here's my cap and gown from when I graduated high school. The tassel should be up here. Yeah, it's right here. Fun fact, this is a replacement tassel. I lost my original one the night of the ceremony. So, like, before the ceremony, they gathered all of us into the cafeteria. We had some time to say goodbye. That was the last time we were ever in the cafeteria. I don't know why I'm saying this like the school was destroyed. It's still there. That was just a few months ago. It's still the same school. I just haven't been in there for a while. Yeah. That said, in retrospect, I kind of miss high school. Boom, that's a bit of character growth. That's my character growth for the day. Yeah, I'd do so much differently if I had the chance to. I probably would have tried harder. Probably I would have. So in just like the class of 2025, I believe, was the first year that they did quote unquote academies. It's like they were 3 different career paths. I think that one was blue collar, one was food and healthcare, and the other one was everything else. I went into the Everything Else Academy, which did include computer science. So for the first year, I believe you could only take classes that were either general classes, so gen eds, like your math, science, English, all that stuff, and yada yada, or 2, classes inside your specific academy. So, like, I had a pretty wide variety, but, actually, one of the academies was art. I think it might have been 4 academies. It's like, I was in the computer science academy, which was bundled in with all the blue collar stuff, which, like, was fine, but I was more interested in the fine arts classes, which, interestingly enough, I believe were at least initially divided upon 2 academies. So, like, if you wanted to get into music, you had to go into this one. If you had to want to get into visual, and you had to go into another, which I did find confusing. Speaking of which, actually, nah, not speaking of which. You know, I'm rambling right now, but before I finish, my favorite class of or favorite level of schooling was middle school. Probably because I didn't have to worry about work, and yeah, but like, and maybe also because to some extent we or I missed a bit of it. So like, I feel nostalgic about the shortest time of school, but like, the middle school I feel like was just the best designed building in the district. Like, the walls were bare, like, think pure white, but like, the building wasn't too large, and like, it was built onto the elementary school. I really liked the middle school. Like, it also had a bunch of dangerous equipment classes, so like, wood shop and honestly, that's it. Only wood shop. You know, wood shop was offered as a class and as a club. It's like every year they offered wood shop. It didn't matter which grade you were in. You just had to pass a test. You could join the club. I was in the club every year. In my final year of middle school, I obviously took the wood shop class. Upstairs, there's actually a quote-unquote spice rack that I made that is still standing. During the final, I have no idea what happened to woodshop class after that. But of course, each year that we had to take, every year that I was in it, I had to retake the test, which was pretty sure required by the state of Pennsylvania. And like, it was just, hey, here's a moving gear. Do you shove your hand in it, or do you back away slowly? It was a really easy test. I don't think anyone in my class failed it. Which was pretty good. Hey, it's a receipt. Y'all ain't getting that information out of me that easily. You know, I feel like middle school is right at 8th grade is where I fumbled most of my opportunities. And, like, I took some of them, but, like, nowhere near as many as I should have. If you're still in middle school, you have good opportunities, most likely. Ooh, hey, another empty soda whatchamacallit. While I'm here, you know what? That can stay in there, but what can't is all these styluses. I bought 20 for $5 off of Amazon. Probably could have gotten them cheaper off of AliExpress. Pretty sure that's where they originated. So, that's fun. And then, ooh, this looks like a DS stylus. Okay, maybe not because it's got a sloped top. Ain't gonna lie, I lost my stylus, like, right away. I could never find it, like... that was depressing. The drone's gonna stay in here. It's alive! The thing in the wash is alive! In all seriousness, it was just a heavier load I dumped in it. Half a basket of towels. We're getting a new one anyways, quite soon. So, back on topic. You get off there. And, I'm not gonna cut it, like, on my leg, but I'm putting this stuff here to put my phone down to cut it. Here, I got the second soda thing. If I can find a way to grab it. Pretty good. Yeah, this bottom part is indeed cut. So yeah. The FNAF book over there was a gift. I'm gonna read it quite soon. So, yeah. Next time we go to the thrift store that is getting donated, maybe my little brother's gonna get it. Ooh, hey, at the start of the video I mentioned not being able to find this album. Actually, y'all can see it right here. If I hide away pictures of my uncle in here. Yeah, that ain't supposed to be like that. Y'all know that one guy, I think he's on Facebook, he, does that Don't Do That home inspection series. Well, that's the ultimate don't do that. In my opinion. You know, it's kind of depressing, because, like, at some point this was organized by date, I assume. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of blackmail photos here that I gotta save. And a bunch of blackmail photos I gotta hide far away from the rest of my family. Actually, screw it. Damn, it's a lot harder to find the good blackmail photos in here than I thought it was. Can't blackmail me if I'm blackmail me first. I'll release this picture. If I don't get to clean this room, oh damn, I already released it, didn't I? Hey, I'll release this one. If you don't get to clean the room, future me. Damn, past me really did release those blackmail photos, huh? Well, he's got Eva Morrison next to him, so I better get to cleaning. My pay stub's in my pocket. I'm gonna have a new one tomorrow, so I'm just... Oh, hold on. This is for oh, hold on. That is indeed my last paycheck. So far I've worked... I can probably show this. Only just gotta be careful. 51 hours in that 2-week period. I'm part-time right now. In the year so far, up until my last pay stub, I had worked 17,023 hours. That doesn't sound right, but, I guess so. Okay, double-checked that last one before giving it to my grandmother, and it was only 450 hours this year so far. That was $11,000 or $7,050 I've made so far this year. Aren't I just rolling in those bags of change? Actually, bags are being a bit generous. Rolls of quarters come in $10 increments. Typically. So, yeah, hundreds. Yeah, 1750 coins. Or 1750 bags. Or rolls of 10 quarters each. Over here, in this one, as we've concluded, there's Xbox games in there. And the Xbox is upstairs right now, but it's unplugged. So those games are probably going to get donated. I'm probably going to wipe that old 360 and donate it. If my little brother doesn't want to play anything on there, it's just going to be so tough to do so because of a bunch of memories that are on there. I was never allowed on the internet as a kid. She definitely did have Xbox Live for a while at some point, just I was never allowed on it because spooky words, I believe. So it's not like there's anything between friends that I really miss. It's just, and full disclosure, I'm not saying that the 2010s were bad, right? Like, I'm planning on doing a full video on how nostalgia blinds you. Right? I don't necessarily miss 2010s as a whole. I just miss that feeling of, hearing a new game's released and not having money on me, having to wait to get to GameStop, then begging my aunt to buy it for me. It wasn't even M-rated games, right? Because, I didn't start buying those until I got a job, and at that point, my aunt was just like, I'll come in, here's my ID, you can get GTA 6. GTA 6 didn't require... Or GTA 5, that didn't require an ID, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah. But, I think that what I meant... But, that feeling of, begging for a few extra bucks. Oh, hey, actually, no, I don't think I've ever been that deeply ingrained in pop culture. For a while, I didn't even understand FNAF. I was extremely sheltered as a child. And most of the games I wanted, by the time I started gaming, I couldn't buy because I was on the Xbox 360 for until, this past generation. My aunt got me Xbox Series S for Christmas when I was 14. It's most of the good new games weren't readily available to find on the Xbox 360 at the time, and at some point they just dropped support completely. First, I never had any particularly close friends to play them with, nor did I have much interest in pop culture. Like, honestly, I think the game I played the most was Minecraft. Which, that's just painful to realize. Um, yeah, it turns out my whole childhood was a lie. Um, there's a strict no computer until you can afford it policy at the household, because my aunt's fairly stringent on that type of stuff. My little brother's not allowed to have a computer until he's at least 18, though technically I wasn't supposed to have a phone till I could drive, but, well, I ain't recording on a GoPro, I'll just say that. My DSLR's in the bag. And, my old phone, we already saw this update. And to some extent, I think that a lot of that sheltering was actually because of me, right? Like, or maybe not because of me. I was just really shy at the time. It's like, I never really got into anything that other kids were talking about. Hashtag not like the other kids. I've just was like, it was sad. I'll just say that. Yeah, the bed can't come soon enough, because I don't think the edge of the box is supposed to be like that, but it is on both sides, so the box should be fine, as well as the stuff inside. That used to be wood at some point. The other thing I miss about the 2010s was my grandfather was still around. He was pretty much one of two father figures I had. I never really knew my father until near the end of my grandfather's life. But my father figure at the time was him and my uncle. My uncle on my mother's side. So yeah, I feel like that's a large part of why I miss the 2010s. Me and Tim probably wouldn't agree on much now, but yeah. I don't think I have any newer music in here. All this stuff is the earliest is Ben by Macklemore, which I guess is kind of new. It's from 2023, I think it released. But in the world of pop culture, 2023 was like 1984 or 1983. In other news, I should have a copy of 1984 laying around somewhere. It should be in my book drawer down there. I also got Fahrenheit 451. Still have to read them. I don't think that I've sat down and read anything intentionally since, like, around the pandemic. At least not of physical books. Like, recently I've been trying to get into audiobooks. Like, I can read books. But, like, I can read books, and for a while I was actually considered above grade level. I can still read and comprehend words perfectly fine, but, like, a lot of words bunched up into one. It's a problem I've got where, like, my mind itself starts to go up on a tangent, and then, like, at some point I'm already off this side of the cliff and, like, can't remember anything in the past 5 pages. Yeah. I do best when reading either books with pictures, so like comic books and manga, or when reading a book that's like something like a play. Because, like, when I was reading through Harry Potter in 4th grade, at the time it was considered a 12th grade reading level. Probably more like a 6th grade tops. According to the standards at the time, in my opinion. Like, I was reading the Deathly Hallows, I believe. And so I believe that during the Deathly Hallows that Death Eaters are introduced. So, like, at the end, I ended up taking a test on it, because, like, I think my teacher wanted to find out my level of knowledge. It's like, it's a mixture of me not having the patience to do a full-on test, coupled with the fact that I read fast, so, like, or I get bored reading, so I end up going into my own little side world. But I didn't know that at the start of the book, spoiler warning in case y'all haven't read the book or seen the movie, you have time to skip by now. Around the start of the Deathly Hallows, I believe, Death Eaters take over the fireworks, I'm pretty sure it was. I didn't know that. Because I'd gone bored of it at that point. So now in other news, I was told the iced tea's ready for me to grab. I saw it on the shelves at work the other day. So I'm going to buy that tomorrow. Recently I've been bringing iced teas into work for me to drink. Yeah. And scraping by, trying to minimize spending while there. I was out for a good few weeks, so I was buying new tea while I was at work, which was fine, just not particularly ideal. So yeah, I'm hoping to get back into the swing of bringing in my drink for my lunch break each week. The air in here has been bone dry for a while now, I believe. Oh no. Oh, that explains it. Okay, first. Okay, yeah, the filter is clean, but I thought that flat line there was the bomb. No, that's the water. That's only mildly concerning, actually. Actually, once I empty this and once I rebuild this room, I want to do a time lapse of this of like a month and see how it goes. I don't think I've got Actually, maybe I'll only do it for a day. In there, I've got a Kissy Missy, as y'all can see. For a while, I was addicted to buying horror game memorabilia. I also have Master Chief helmet up there, y'all can't totally see. And then there, I got the GameStop D&D Goblin. Now, I bought that during high school. At the time, I did have friends, but like only one of them I'd be able to visit in person. The other friends were like at school friends. Right now, most of my friends are from work or online. I think I've got like 2 friends outside of work, one of whom is online. Maybe not totally a problem, just one of them's a childhood friend. We do still somewhat keep in touch. But yeah, neither of those friends really played D&D, I believe, so that never got much use. Oh, hey, look, y'all can see the edge support on this matches. It used to be really good, now it's not. And again, as I said earlier, it does have fiberglass in it. Huge turnoff for me, personally. Now, on to another note. Right here, right, that chalkboard part was added there for me when I was younger, because, like, I used to doodle all over there for a while. I don't really use that anymore. I don't want to totally get rid of the chalkboard because, like, it's got a bunch of memories associated with it, but I do want to remove that bomb board because it's a pain in the ass to maintain. And then I also want to get rid of all those boxes. Yeah. I think most of these videos have just been update videos followed by here's what I want to do in the future and here's a bunch of rambling, which I'm okay with, actually. One day I do want to do a room tour, or like my room plus the garage tour, but that probably isn't going to be done for a while because both of them are a mess. Acid reflux. There's two knockoff Tums. RP-101 tablets. I work at a supermarket, and for a while now, all my hours have been late night. So, like, 1 to 9 and 4 to 9. Not too late, but late in the context of the hours the market's open. And honestly, I don't really like the night shift. I want to see if I can get switched over to day shift when summer starts. Maybe I like night shift better when I get my new mattress set up, because part of it's that I have back pain, and this piece of shit ain't helping. Like, it feels like when you wake up, my back's in lumps. Anyways, this is my room update now. I could get that laundry done, but not right now because the washer's going. And both loads in the washer have been pre-decided. Getting all this done before I add anything to the pile. I'm also going to get rid of this old foam wedge pillow. I got it to help with my back, which it did for a while, but then the dogs chewed it up. I can't have nothing nice with dogs around. I shouldn't say that. They are in themselves extremely nice, but they're also extremely hectic. I do want to eventually go through my closet, donate a bunch of the old stuff, take care of the safe, all that stuff. But yeah. Next episode, I'm probably gonna do either those sound panels, all of which I want gone when I set up my new bed, or behind my door, because both are fairly important. Yeah. At some point, I am going to burn a bunch of old boxes, which includes all those displays over there. Yeah. There's not really much else I can do until my new mattress arrives, which is fine. I mean, only making a video once every few days without editing does free up a lot of time, but, like, there ain't much for me to do during that time. Most of my life's just been a blur since I graduated high school. Go to work, get home, sleep, get to work, go to work, get home, sleep. For a while, I did do crossword puzzles. Yeah. I do enjoy scrolling Temu, not to order stuff, but to, imagine what stuff's like, right? If that makes sense. I do buy a lot of stuff, but, like, I haven't fallen to modern consumerism yet, which is, like, buy everything you can. Like, typically I do research, I buy stuff and it actually gets used. Except for bugs, I'm working on that. Obviously, the new mattress is going to get used. Probably should have bought the mattress and the bed frame all at once. So, I'm not quite the average modern consumerist style, if that makes sense. Though I'd probably have a lot more to do if I did fall for that for a month. But yeah, I make $17.50 in 2 months. Not terrible, not terrible. I do make more during the summer because there's more tourists, I think. So, yeah. This book's probably gonna go down there. That old computer box, I am not returning that computer, though it fairly rarely gets used. This is a full-size mattress. The new one's going to be a queen size. I have, since I started recording, y'all have probably rarely seen the knife's closed, so I'm fine with tapping it here. But y'all have probably rarely, or more likely never, seen a topper or a fitted sheet on here. And that's because they never seem to quite fit. Why? Because every fitted sheet set I got was for a queen. This is a full-size bed. Oh, I can't wait to upgrade to a queen, though. I'm just so excited for the new one. Yeah. Over there I got a bunch of old Nerf guns. I do want to go through them. Ooh, let there be light. But there's no reason to bring light in right now. But don't y'all worry, there ain't nothing in here that can be crushed. I'd say this room's messy, but it isn't terrible. And all this mess is gonna go away when I set up the new bed. I wish 2 days to set up the new thing was an exaggeration, but I do have to go under here. Which I'm not excited for. At all. This room was originally part of the garage. When my grandfather found out I was coming here, he sectioned it off, put in a carpet, and that wall's not load bearing, but it is just for a reason. There it is there. Separate the room and the garage. So yeah. Yeah. For a while in school, I didn't really have a hobby, right? Like, my hobby was scrolling on this knockoff Twitter called Quotive. You know, it's just relieved years of tension saying that out loud. Quotive, quotive, quotive. It doesn't even sound like a real world word. Yeah, it was a knockoff Twitter with hints of Instagram, like, just terrible for your mental health. They recently changed, so it is just a story website, but I don't know how long they've got left to operate. Because, like, recently they did remove a bunch of social aspects, which, like, maybe they're trying to get rid of all the toxicity of the platform, but, like, They kept some of the social aspects, so you could still totally operate it. Like a social medium. But yeah, that was just destroyed. This 2020 and 2021 for me. Both years of those were extremely boring outside of that. Early 2020, I left it at home. Was really on it. Used it to pass the time reading fan fictions. So that was fine. But after that, it just ran off a cliff with it. Ooh, hey, 2 times in one video. I do have a friend on there who I do still talk to, and in that aspect it was fine, but in every other aspect it was an extremely toxic platform. I'm somewhat glad that they got rid of a bunch of those social features, because now if you want to waste your years away like I did, you have to go onto Twitter where there's at least some positives, or stick to reading books, which, I mean, not terrible for your growth, I guess. Um, after 2 years of being on there, I was extremely far left. At which point, like right now, I'm centrist, leaning right. Like, I believe it's conservative. I'd be considered right. I'm not Republican, but I do believe in a smaller government. So, at some point after being on there for a while, I rebounded hard, and then I was the biggest fucking chud you'd be able to see, without going into full alt-right territory. Yeah, those were extremely cringy years. Everyone says if you can't cringe on what you did in your teen years, that you did something wrong, that you messed up somewhere, but I'm still technically in my teen years. I'm 18. And, I mean, I guess there is some growth. No longer a political extremist. Probably not the best word to use in this climate. It is kind of true. And for a while I just thought, oh yeah, if you're in a certain party, you have to disagree with every opinion of the opposite party. You gotta hate everyone in that party. Even naming that party should feel weird. I did end up getting over it. Both sides after a while. It wasn't just which candidate you supported, it's which party you side with, and things like that. And it was just overall an echo chamber. Echo chambers exist on both sides of the political spectrum. Full disclosure. And if you say, oh, I don't live in an echo chamber, you're probably straight in the center. And this video is about the length of a short film. And I got practically nothing done except for a yap sesh. Aren't I just so productive now that I'm out of school? So yeah, this isn't going in the garage tonight because it's getting kinda late. But in the future, it's probably gonna be dumped in there. Tomorrow, I'm thinking. And then tomorrow, I'm probably also gonna tear those down and do a video about going behind the door. Maybe I'll even do it tonight after a short burst of sleep. I typically sleep in short bursts if I don't get a full night's sleep, which I rarely do. Yeah, I prefer going to bed late and waking up late, personally. A few nights ago, I did only get, like, 4 hours of sleep for an 8 hour shift. 8 hour shift being the longest I currently do. Um, if I worked somewhere else, I'd probably love to do more longer shifts. If I had a 2 or 3 jobs, I'd probably love doing long days like that. But one job, it's just mentally draining. And yes, I did try and get a couple extra short bursts in there, but like I just couldn't. Um, so yeah. I do have a graduate balloon up there. I'm shocked it stayed inflated this long. I honestly have no idea what they fill it with, because, like, it's squishy like a balloon. I thought at first it was air, but it still hasn't leaked. Yeah. Up there, I do have Annie. I showed a picture of her on a Blue Sky when I first got her. When I first got the Vanny plush. She's been stuck up there ever since. She needs a new home. Anywho's, I'll catch y'all later. Have a good night, and boy.